Hi everyone. In today's tutorial, I am going to show you how you can install, set up, and use jbrowse. Jbrowse is a tool that is used for visualizing genomes. And so you can use it to, for example, visualize genome annotations. Okay, so in this tutorial, I'll show you how to set it up on a Linux system. So first of all, you need to visit the home page, which is here. I will leave the link to this page in the description box. And then you will find this download button. So click it and then you'll be sent to the download page. So here there are different versions. Because we are going to use a Linux system, we will download the Linux version. So you can click to download. So when you click the download button, you'll be asked to save. So you can save it in an appropriate directory. But I will cancel and use another approach. Because I will be working on the terminal, I will just download using my terminal. So I will get a download link. So I'll right click and then I'll copy the link. So I'll move to the terminal and then continue. So on the terminal, what I'll do is to cd to my home directory. So I'll say cd, and then I'm going to download the file, okay, the executable file. So I'll say wget, and then I'll supply it with the download link, the one I copied, and then I'll execute the command. So this is going to download jbrowse for me. Okay, the file has been downloaded. So let's take a look at it. Let's clear the screen and check. Let's do an ls. We are going to find the file here. So this is the executable file. Now this file here, the name is very long, so I'm going to rename the file. So I'll say mv, then I'll specify the name, and then I'll say jbrowse. I want to use a shorter name. If I do an ls, I'll see that the file has been renamed. What I'm going to do next is to add execution rights, okay, so that I can always execute it. So I'll say chmod +x, and then I'll supply it with the name. Perfect. So if I do an ls, depend on the platform you are using, the color of the file would have changed, the name would have changed, okay, but it doesn't matter. Once you have executed this command successfully, everything is okay. So let's continue. Perfect. So now we are done. So what we are going to do is to execute jbrowse. Okay, so to execute it, I'll just say // and I'll say jbrowse. So let's execute this command. Okay, so jbrowse has been opened, so you can maximize it. Perfect. So this is how we install and set up jbrowse. Okay, but now let's take a look at something here. Let's close jbrowse. We'll come back to this. Let's close it and then do some final setup, and then we can also test with some example data. For now, let's close jbrowse. Now with the current setup, we always have to execute using this approach. Or if, let's say, we have a directory that we have cd into it, then we need to specify the full path to jbrowse. Okay, so this can be problematic. Let's just do an ls again. This can be problematic, okay, because on a Linux system, it's likely you'll be moving from one directory to the other. So we want to set up our system so that when we call jbrowse like this, it will be executed for us like this. Let me just correct it. So we want to set up our system so that we can call jbrowse like this. Then jbrowse will be executed. But let's just take a look at something. Let's clear the screen first. But with our current setup, if we call jbrowse like this, we are going to get this coming up. Okay, so we are going to resolve this. So what we are going to do next is to add jbrowse to our path. Okay, so that we can just call it by its name. So using that approach makes it convenient, so that no matter where you are on the system, you can always use just the jbrowse name like this. So that's what we are going to do next. So let's just do an ls again to look at what we have. So we are going to create a directory called apps. So I'll say make that apps, and then I'm going to move jbrowse into that apps. I always try to organize my apps, my tools. Okay, so I put all of them in a single directory, installation directory. So I'll say make the apps, and I'll say make the apps/jbrowse. Okay, and then I'm going to move the jbrowse executable there. So I'll say mv jbrowse, and then I'm going to specify apps/jbrowse. It's just a way to organize my files. Okay, so now if I do an ls, it's not there, but if I do ls into apps, I'll see this directory jbrowse. ls into apps/jbrowse, I'll see my file there. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is to get the path to this file. Okay, so to do that, let's just clear the screen first. Let's do an ls again. I'm going to cd into this directory so that I'll be able to get the path to this file. Okay, there are other ways to do it, but because some of my viewers may be beginners, I repeat, there are a couple of ways to get a path, but because some of my viewers may be beginners, I'll use a simple approach. So I'll cd into it. So I'll say cd apps/jbrowse, and then I'll say pwd. Okay, I'm going to get this path. So this is what I need. So you should also try it, and then it's likely what you see will be different, or what will be displayed for you will be different. So just take note of whatever has been given to you. So I'll copy mine. Perfect. Now I'll cd back to the home directory. So I'll just say cd, and then I'm going to edit my .bashrc file. Okay, so it's a heading file. So to edit, I'll say nano.bashrc. You can also use any text editor, that is fine, but this approach works for me. Okay, so I'll do this, and then I'll open it. Then I will scroll to an open or an empty space. Okay, I have some here, so I'll just use this one. Okay, so I'll do this. I'm going to say export path equals $path, and then I'm going to paste that path there, this one there. Okay, so this is how it's going to be done. Okay, so just make sure that you have indicated the right path also here. So export path equals $path, and then you bring your colon, and then you bring this one here. Okay, so just make sure you do it that way. Okay, so now you can exit and save changes. Perfect, that has been done. Okay, so this is how we do it. So now that we are done with this, let's open a new terminal and then test jbrowse. Okay, so we have opened a new terminal. So I'll just type jbrowse. And once I do that, jbrowse is going to be opened for me like this. Okay, so this is how we do it. Okay, so now you can use jbrowse. Okay, so with what we've done, no matter where you are on the system, you can just call jbrowse by its name, and then jbrowse will be open for you. Perfect. Now we have set it up. So we are going to test jbrowse. So we are going to use jbrowse to open some files. Okay, a genome annotation data. That's what we are going to do next. So I already have an example data that we are going to use. So let's first download that data.